Yo, what's going on, everybody? Sorry we had some technical difficulties trying to get this thing launched this afternoon. But welcome back to another episode of the English Prescription, brought to you by Headwaters Venture Company and Hook Bait and Tackle up in Ione. So don't forget to check them out. Guys, tonight we got a good one. We've got our normal bunch of guys. We got Mr. Johnny. Good morning.
What's up, fellas? Good morning.
How you doing? How you doing, Jim? Yeah, Shane's floating in and out. He's having some technical difficulties, so he'll be here when he gets back. We got the man, the myth, the legend with these flowing locks. What's up, Caymen?
What's going on?
How you doing, bud?
I'm good. Glad to be here.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
Change his name to Hammer.
Hammer.
Yeah.
Hammer.
I like it.
He's just start carrying around the hammer like Thor now.
Something like
man.
that, yeah.
We got this other guy here. I don't know why I brought him on. I was just jealous of his beard, I guess. But what's up, Bryce?
What's up, guys? and I would say hammer locks for Caymen.
Yeah,
that's what we're gonna call this. We're gonna call these the hammer locks.
That's right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Go with it. Yeah.
Hell yeah, I love it. Love it.
Got, Anthony will be jumping on once he gets off of work and finds cell service, so he'll be jumping on here in a little while. But yeah, man, congrats. 2 weekends ago at Clearlake. You guys put on a hell of a show. I did hear somebody went up last weekend and they didn't have a fish in the boat by 9 o'clock. With that weather we had to roll through and just turn that bite off big time. So I said, thank God it was when it was, because the bite was not good last weekend. But yeah, man.
Yeah.
You got cold?
So it came in. It got cold. It rained. They had a big rainstorm roll through Saturday morning.
Mm-hmm.
It turned all crazy. He said, windy as all get up. Not like it wasn't windy when we were there. I know. Talking to you guys before the show, you guys were both sitting in the brunt of it. I sat in the wind all weekend long. I'm just glad I had a little over a half-mile run to where I was going. So my ride back wasn't too bad. I was in the wind and in my back and in the front. So I don't know if you guys had a wild ride back to the ramp or not. Or
I did. Man, I was in an outback and those waves were coming over before the sun even came up, dude. Yeah, I was soaked, which is fine, But yeah, it was. We were with the water that down south anyway.
You were one with the water for sure.
Yep. Yeah. That probably helped us.
Yeah.
The help came in more, but yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Bryce is. Oh, go ahead, Caymen.
It likes to blow.
I was getting wet too. It was rough, even in my PA.
Yeah. You get on a 12 or 14?
14.
Yeah. It's a good boat. I like them.
Yeah,
You run a 360 drive or no?
Yeah, I do have the 360. That's and the Newport NK 180 on the back.
You got foot pedals for it or no?
I do, yeah.
Okay,
I run the Select.
So that definitely helped then staying in one spot. But
yeah.
The 360 drives
floating around.
the 360 drives money, man. But with the amount of tackle that I carry and the size of myself, I just got tired of taking too much water through that drive tube. So
I love the 180, dude. I can take apart that drive and put it all back together.
Yeah.
No questions asked. Anything happens, pop it apart, put it back together. 360, I'm like, what do I do with my hands?
Although I will say when I got my line stuck in the trolling motor, having a 180 to try to turn around the wind was a little fun. It was quite the wide turn. So, but yeah, man.
You gotta kick, James. You gotta kick, and then push forward.
And then turn.
This is for everyone. Kick, push forward, and then turn. And that's it, dude. It's gonna whip around right away.
Huh.
You gotta get the wind going. You gotta get momentum.
Yeah.
And then once you kick that fin up, you no longer have a center board in the middle of the kayak.
Yeah.
And that front end will swing around, even with the motor on front.
Huh. I bought the 180 and put my motors on it. I barely use my pedals anymore, so I'll have to remember.
I got you.
Yeah.
Always bring them. Always bring them though,
Yeah.
just in case.
I've left the pedals in the truck once or twice, but I do have both motors. So I was like, I felt pretty comfortable. I make my way back.
Yeah.
One way or another.
Yeah. Yep. Your plan B is a motor. You're good.
So, Bryce, 7th place for West Coast, and then you finished. I forgot for Yakabas.
8th, I think. Yeah,
Okay.
8th.
Okay, so let's talk about it. What day did you go up? How many days of pre-fishing did you have? How much of the lake you sample? What'd you find? Yada, yada, yada.
Okay. Yeah. So we went up the Saturday before early. I say we because I hitched a ride with my buddy, Andrew Martin, and he was gracious enough to let me borrow his Outback as well for the trip. It was the only way I was going, so we made it work.
Nice.
We got there Saturday night, just drove straight through, switched off. I mean, I don't, on the way up, I don't sleep. I want to get there and catch fish, So we got up there, we started fishing Sunday after the boat inspections and all that. And we checked out the whole lake. I mean, we went north right away, checked out other areas. In the past, I would just camp at the state park and be fine with that. But all the grass mats that I would camp at, they were all gone. So I went there one day. I did okay at the state park, but I'm like, I'm not going to come back here because I don't have these mats just to stay on all day. So we checked out the whole lake, and then, I mean, pre-fishing was good. A couple fish each day, and I'm not really one to jack them during pre-fish. 2 bites in an area, set on one, see the size, that's it. So day 1 of the West Coast Championship, Andrew wanted to go somewhere else, and he's like, "Hey, I could drop you off and then come on down. You can drive." I mean, I launched at Oaks down south, and it just waking up earlier and yada yada yada. So my buddy Brad, he let me actually use his truck for the first 2 tournament days. I just drove his truck down to Oaks, launched down there. The first morning, it was pretty windy. It's just, I'm in an Outback, no motor, no live scope, no side imaging. It was just a little bit taken back in a way. 6-7 years ago, I just went out and fished. And luckily, I had a pedal drive. Hobie Outback, it's quick, it's nimble, easy to load. And when I first launched day 1, where I wanted to go, there was like 4 guys that were there, but then they stopped, and I wanted to go a little bit further than them, and I was like, all right, perfect. So I ended up catching some fish day 1 in the morning, mostly on a crank. I didn't catch any frogfish day 1, but a little Spro Outsider shallow runner. I caught a lot of fish on that, and I think I had like 84 inches in the morning, pretty quick. I think first one to get a limit, and I started throwing a jig at that point to upload fish. I didn't have many big bites day 1, early anyway, and then I probably covered about 8 miles, give or take, day 1, and I went back. I hit this one spot that I had. I left, and then I came back to it because I caught a 21 that day before. Like, I know there's fish there. And so I came back to that spot, and it was literally like the 4th cast to the spot, stick a 20 on a jig. 2 casts later, I stick a 21 and a half, I think it was. 3 casts after that, I had another good one on a jig, and it broke me off on a rock. It happens. It's fishing. We all lost fish a lot that week or that weekend. but that ended up putting me at like 95, I think, something like that. Which, I mean, that was the goal every day. Just 95 a day you get paid. That was the goal. So it was just crankbait, chatterbait, and a jig day one. Day two, it wasn't as windy, and my starting spot was open again. And actually, I just went past Caymen day two, and he's like, "Hey, you fishing?" We talk. Hey, where are you going? Which way are you going? I mean, I'm not one to just roll up on someone, start fishing, and start catching fish. Which way you gonna work the bank? Which way you going? So, and Cayman and I, we literally like did this, especially day two and into day three. We just floated down a bank, crankbait, chatterbait, frog day two, and then the jig. The jig would come later on. So, like day two, I think I was 97 even. I think.
What depth range are you fishing?
In the mornings, it was, really like 0 to 5 feet. I mean, I'd throw a jig out there and 8 to 10, 12 feet maybe. A lot of my deeper stuff that I normally do there, 15, 20, even 30 feet, I really didn't get bit, even in pre-fishing. There's those 2 islands out by Rattlesnake down there. I didn't catch a fish off them in 3 days of fishing there. Normally I'll roll up, catch a fish. So they definitely weren't as deep as I thought they were going to be. But yeah, everything was shallow for the most part. I think my deepest fish was maybe 14 feet, big boulders, just hopping a jig up it. But yeah, I mean, the first 2 hours, especially day 2 and 3, I mean, I caught so many fish, and they were all 0 to 5 feet. I mean, and there'd be some that were way out. It's 20 feet deep, but they're 5 feet down. But yeah, I mean, it was just jig and the downtime, if you will, or if I was uploading fish. Other than that, I was hucking a crankbait, hucking a chatterbait, just white and chartreuse. Nothing special, and the frog here and there. I just kind of I'd rotate all around. But yeah, I mean, just a lot of fish, especially the first 2 hours each morning. I mean, it was crazy. It was every cast almost day 2 and 3. I mean, it was crazy. I'd look over. I got a fish. Cayman's got a fish, and I'm like, "Is it 20? No, it's not. Okay, keep going." Like we were 20 hunting. I lost them. Like day 3, I lost a 20 at the boat, and I had it to the boat, and she ran underneath, and it popped and broke that crankbait off. And I dumped 20s and 19s that definitely would have helped me, at least compete with Cayman and Anthony as well. But it's fishing. I was happy to catch them, happy to be there. I had so much freaking fun, So
Yeah, it was.
That's
it was
that's
a good
the
weekend.
summary. That's the summary of it.
Yeah. So I noticed too, like your crankbait might go all day long, or was that a morning thing?
It was a morning thing. Like, see this? I'm from Arizona. Most of you guys know. Like, I'll throw a crankbait all day and catch 10, 12 decent fish. So, like, that bite was definitely on all day. But I mean, those mornings, it was literally every cast I was getting bit for 2 freaking hours, and I'd miss them, or I'd turn around and. What were you gonna say?
I'll say the crankbait for me seemed like it died by about 8:30. Wow, what's that?
Yeah, and it's just the fish would move in and move out.
Yeah,
And it was weird. Like some areas, I'm like, okay, they should be here. They should moved up right now. It's a feeding window, moon phase, and they weren't there. So you just keep hunting with them, and if you keep going, I mean, like there'll be random fish everywhere. They'll eat a little white crankbait. So no live scope. So I found rock, threw a crank, threw a jig, But yeah, I mean, the crankbait I probably caught. I mean, those 3 days, I probably caught about 70 fish on a crankbait at least. 70, 80, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Nice.
So, and there's so many small ones.
Oh, dude, I caught some tiny ones on a big crank too. It was like, what are you doing?
Yep. I go as small as I can there, small as I can throw far.
Was there any weeds in that area?
On the bank, there was. Dude, the grass it just wasn't there. Whether it's spraying or dragging, I'm not a local, so I don't really know what's going on. I heard chatter that they were dragging the grass out of there too, but there wasn't much. Just up shallow there was some, and then once you get deep, it was rock, and then I mean, it was I'm a Lowrance guy, and I was using a Garmin graph, and I didn't get that graph dialed in the whole trip. Here's depth, here's some rock on the bank, or I'd have the crank and I'd feel rock. But yeah, I didn't pull up much grass, really. Not like normal at all.
Gilbert says the king of AZ. It's true.
Who did? Who's here?
Gilbert. Oh, Gilbert Garcia.
Gilbert. He's my translator whenever I need one. Some nights I think I need one, and I really don't. Gilbert, I know you're laughing, Gilbert.
Oh man, I didn't realize Gilbert served, and I saw a post the other day, so I'll say thanks for your service, Gilbert.
Dude, he is freaking awesome. I almost dropped the other F-bomb there. I love that guy. I mean, his son's a little bit of a crackhead. Love you, Anthony.
Yeah.
But yeah, Gilbert, I mean, it's just they travel to Arizona too. Him and Anthony, they come fish our lakes too. It's a joy to always have them out.
Yeah.
He put the beat down on me that weekend too. So, congrats, Gilbert.
I can't believe he goes and milks the same spot every tournament with that stupid robo worm, either Texas rig or drop shot.
You know what got me? No. Texas rig, drop shot, I get. When he mentioned Carolina rig, Gilbert and I are gonna have a talk about that, dude. We don't throw Carolina rigs no more unless you're Damien. That's the only guy I will say you can throw a Carolina rig. Everyone else drop shot. Sorry.
Did he throw one up there? Did I miss that part?
I think especially on day 3, he was saying that it's Carolina rig.
Oh, I was there on Sunday. Was it Carolina rig and a robo worm and margarita mutilator too?
Probably. They'll chime in.
It worked.
And it's one of those things that always work. I just, like, me personally, I will not throw it. I will not. I just, maybe one day when I can't move like I can move, but I ain't throwing it right now. I'll throw a drop shot. I'll have a fairy wand. Yep, I'm throwing a drop shot, guys. I don't care. I don't want to at all. So Carolina's the next step to that. And just, yeah.
Dude, it's better than a drop shot.
Damien Tao is the only one I will accept.
He's gonna go back to Italy, put a beat down on him on California rig, probably on a spinning rod.
Yeah.
Good old Damien.
Oh man.
Cayman.
But the hammer.
Yes,
the
sir.
hammer. That's right. Hammer locks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We won't hear all about it, buddy. So,
Yeah.
Pua had a question. Did you fish the same spot as in 22 or a new spot?
Same area, but different spots, essentially.
Okay.
Yeah. My story might sound very similar to Bryce because I kind of mentioned we were sharing the same bank, essentially. He had his section. I kind of worked mine and gave each other space, but I guess
Which was awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
It was the way we were moving. It was awesome, dude. Like,
I was really
it
hoping
worked.
I was really hoping you guys wouldn't kick me off that spot because I didn't find that until first day of the tournament, anyways.
When I was sitting on it.
Yeah.
Stay cast away. We good, dude.
Yeah. I actually started on a offshore rock pile, a hump, anyways, down by the Oaks. I launched the Oaks as well, and it didn't get a bite for the first 30 minutes. I had history on that hump, is why I started on it, but they weren't eating there anyway. So my game plan was just to start running shallow. I planned on continuing down that bank, but it was like Bryce was saying, every cast it seemed like for the first hour at least. So I didn't move essentially for the next hour and a half, 2 hours on day one, throwing square bill crankbait, chatterbait, underspin, and filled out. I mean, I had an 80s bag right pretty quickly, and then kept upgrading little bit by little bit. Had like a 94-inch bag by 9:30. Decided to try and catch the end of that bite window as what seemed like those fish were moving off deeper, and went out to another hump rock pile in the area, and that's when I picked up my 22-incher and my fourth 20 and a half on day one.
Real quick.
Oh, we lost him.
All right, I'm gonna talk real quick, and he's gonna come back. Perfect. Hold on. Hold on, real quick.
Those fish deep were finicky.
No.
They really didn't want to eat.
Hold on, real quick, Caymen. I'm calling timeout.
He froze.
I left. Oh, he's
The
still on
water
here.
anyways. And that bite was super cool. I felt what seemed like a fish just slapped my crankbait about halfway back to the boat. Didn't know exactly what it was, but for whatever reason, I decided to stop my crankbait about 10 and 15 feet from the boat before I got it in, and she just inhaled it. She followed it all the way up that rock pile and to the boat anyways, essentially, and ate it right there. Landed her, and that's what pushed me up to like 98 and a half, I believe. It was a super good day at this point. And just was looking to catch one more, was dragging a jig, couldn't get these fish to react on really anything, but I did find a bite in practice that on a hover rig, a Damiki rig, or strolling rig, whatever you want to call it anyways, just a 5-inch Crush City freeloader anyways, and got one of these fish to go on that, scoping them with active target. And that's what broke 101 3/4 for the day.
Nice.
So at that point, what time was that?
Backing up to practice, because I didn't really start there. I kind of similar to Bryce, I started on the north end and was looking for grass because that's always a fun bite, get a frog bite or punch in or something like that. But found same thing, like the grass that was there was dying off, it seemed like. I don't know if it was due to the cooler temps or whatnot, but it wasn't the bite for me. It was kind of inconsistent. Though I caught some good fish out of it, it just didn't feel right. So I started looking for rock or cover down on the south side anyways.
So Caymen.
Jumping back to day one, I didn't get another bite after about 11. I caught a couple fish between like 10 and 11, still in that same area, but then decided to keep the pressure off those fish, and just, since I had over 100-inch bag, and just kind of save something for day two. And I don't know if that helped or not, but we started on that same spot, that rock bank, on day two, and throwing, again, crankbait, chatterbait, square bill. And I mean, I think I caught, I don't even know. Most of my fish were on that square bill, but yeah, I mean, probably 50, 60 fish on that square bill, handful on a chatterbait, handful on an underspin. Day two was crazy. It was, my first 3 fish were a 20, that 22 and a quarter, and another 20-incher.
Wow.
I mean, at that point, I thought I was going to break 100 inches in my first 5 fish, but I filled out a limit with like 16, 17 inchers, and then it took a while to get an upgrade. It was probably about 9 o'clock, still sitting in that same area, just waiting for fish to move through, and picked off another 20-incher on I think it was a chatterbait. Broke right at 100 inches or just under, I think, and then moved out deep to a different rock pile than day one. And on that deep crank again, I made a big long cast down the side of it and picked up an 18 and a quarter. That was essentially my last upgrade for the day. I did stay in that area on day 2 and dragging a jig, picked up a couple fish, went shallow, got a couple fish on a square bill, just running shallow rock in the area, deeper rock piles, but never got an upgrade, and just fortunate it all fell into place essentially.
Nice.
So was that your first
So,
100
day
inches
3,
on day 1?
I didn't have a reason to really do anything different. I went back to the same spot, and just the bite for me was finicky in the morning. They were short striking, and I had like 4 big fish pull off on the crankbait before I ever got a limit. Kind of frustrating. I filled out a limit of like 70 inches, and I didn't know where the big fish went. This was like an hour in. I'm like, dang, should I move? What should I do? But I stuck it out for a little while longer, and that's kind of when my big fish started to show up. Again, still same baits, and I think I had like a 94-inch bag at that point. Being that the bite seemed to be a little bit tougher, I went out and started dragging a jig more and picked up more fish in the afternoon than on the first and second day, in roughly 15 to 5 foot of water, but didn't get an upgrade on that third day until the last 30 minutes. I caught 19 and a quarter and another 19-incher on back-to-back casts, and at that point I'm like, well, I think this is set in stone, because I was already leading by, I don't know, I think 5 inches or so. Granted, there was people that had 100-inch bags and still come get it, but I knew I had a good shot at least at it, so I was pretty confident after day 3 of catching those last 2 fish and upgrading to, I think it was 96 and a half. It kind of sums it up.
Was that your first 100-inch day? Was that your first 100-inch day on day 1?
You hear us, Caymen?
You guys muted? Can you hear us now?
Did I lose you guys?
We can hear you. I don't know if you can hear us.
I can hear you. Can you hear us? He can't hear us.
Hey, drop out and come back in. Oh, technical difficulties.
When I was calling timeout, okay, day 1, dude, it was crowded down that bank. It was Lance Ingle from Arizona, Caymen, me. There was other guys all around, then Brad. Like, there was 10 people down that bank, and I was like, I can't do it anymore. I'm gonna go. And I caught an upgrade like maybe 3 hours later. I didn't check, but when I checked, Caymen and Brad both stuck 22s, and I'm like, oh, come on, guys. Like, I leave. Every time I would leave, I felt like Caymen, that's when his big fish came, I felt like. And then my buddy Brad, he was catching them every time I'd leave. But yeah, dude, it was fun. Can you hear us now, Caymen?
Yeah, I don't know what you guys heard or where I lost you guys, but
we heard your
everything. We heard everything. We just I was trying to call timeout for day 1 when I rolled out, and I checked, and I'm like,
yep,
Caymen's at 100, Brad's at 95. I'm like, all right, I'm going back.
Yep. Yeah.
Go ahead, John.
So,
You want to ask him?
Was that your first 100-inch day?
It was. Yeah. That was the first time breaking 100 inches, and I'm doing it again on day 2 was killer. My 2 best days of fishing.
In a tournament or just ever?
Just in general. I've had several 97, 98 bags, but yeah.
And you almost did it 3 days in a row,
over
which
100.
is wild. Yeah.
Almost, yeah. My 20s
awesome.
got replaced with 19s was the difference.
Yeah. Dude, I'll tell you what, that was my best 2 days of fishing at Clearlake I've ever had consecutively. And that was good enough for like 42nd place, which is just outrageous.
It was on, dude. It was on.
It was wild, dude. It was so crazy.
It was freaking on.
Yeah, James is in the chat. Hey man, thank you, James. That was a great event. We appreciate it.
Snyder? What up, Snyder? I love you. Thank you for all you do every single year for us out-of-staters, and the Yakabas, they should thank you enough. I know you got other guys too.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
Yeah, James rocks.
James gets
he
more,
does a great job.
more complaining than anything. Don, they said the wind was quite eventful down there on the south end. Like across the whole lake, the wind was pretty eventful, especially Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, dude, it was
Yeah.
it was
blowing right
blowing.
in there, huh?
Dude, Friday, I was praying for the wind Friday because it was way calmer Friday than it was on practice, and I was like, "Oh, this is gonna kill my bite." I'm like, "Come on, wind!" And it just never came for me Friday.
Was it Friday or Saturday that was worse for us, Cayman?
I think it was
I
Saturday.
thought it was Friday. Was it Saturday?
Saturday
I
was
mean,
bad.
there wasn't much difference. It was just blowing in the whole
Yeah,
time,
dude.
so.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, there's 3-foot rollers down there
I
the whole
was
day.
going to launch down there for practice one day because I found some stuff before it went off limits. And I was looking at the wind direction. I was like, you know what? I just don't want to deal with it because I want to make a run. I was going to make, a pretty big run. And I was like, that just doesn't look fun, especially right back to the ramp where you got to cut across it to get back behind that little wall.
Whoosh, whoosh. That outback's like got this much, and the waves were that much, and yeah, I mean I'll just say my junk was soaked every morning. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, that's kind of what kept me out of that area.
I've had to run from the launch ramp to the point.
Yeah.
Rocky Rattlesnake Point. I had to run to the point, and then from the point all the way to like almost the back end of the other end of the lake. So I was never running sideways in it. I was quartering it the whole way, and that was sketchy. But that was really the safest way to run it. You know what I mean? If you wanted to run all the way across, you had to go from the ramp all the way to the point.
Across the lake.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's funny.
I would listen if I heard of. Really? You wouldn't have lasted in that outback then, dude.
The worst part, though, man, is launching in the dark. And you don't see those waves coming. Like, I had it in my back in the morning. I have kind of a little rogue one hit me in the back on the way to the spot in the morning and kick you up, start surfing, and spot loss pointing this way, like turning way left, and I'm going right, It was not spot lock to the bow mount. I had it, you're at Crab Rock walking the kayak, so the wind was blowing your backside around so bad.
Yeah, it pushes the back of the boat. Yeah.
Yep.
Pushes it sideways. You gotta be careful.
That's one thing I didn't miss. Like the PA's tall, it's stable as you know what, but it's tall. So those winds, it'll catch it, and then you stay there for a little bit. Like that outback, dude, it was, just cutting
way
right through a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
Oh heck yeah.
Handles the rough water better, huh?
I heard of it.
I couldn't stand, dude. I love standing and fishing. Like I started with a boat that's 16 with my own boat, and it was like. I love the PA because I could stand up and just fish, especially with motor and spot lock. But yeah, I'd stand up with the fish and I'd be blown into the bank and I'd get them in and Cayman would see me. I'm pedaling in the middle of the lake for 30, 45 seconds before I even do anything. And then put my net on the side, have my leg over the side. Dude, I had a whole system going on. But dude, it was just boom, boom, boom. Like day 3, I probably caught the most fish. But they were short striking.
He's all nimble.
You want to see this leg?
Stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Bro, I lost 8 pounds that week, baby. I lost 8 pounds that week, and I put on a little bit of weight, but yeah, I lost 8 pounds that week. I came home and I'm like, exactly what I wanted. Good job.
You lost 8 pounds and came back with a little 8 pounds heavier in the pockets.
Yeah, I wish it was about 18, like this guy. That's what I need. That's what I really needed. But
yeah, I think we all could.
I was
38.
I was fortunate.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh no, 38 was 2 years ago, John. 38 was 2 years ago.
Yeah, I lost 38.
Oh, you lost 38.
Yeah,
38
Jeez.
pounds in 25 days. Liquid
but
diet.
you grew this, and you look lovely. You look lovely.
Yeah. So I heard a story about Saturday morning. Friday morning there, Bryce, on the way to the ramp.
I forgot about that. Oh man! All right. Yeah. So the whole truck's. Go ahead. What'd you hear? Go ahead.
So
That was bad.
Drew and Matt are headed to the ramp, and Matt was behind Drew, pitch black. I remind you guys, and they're both hauling, just barreling down the road, and Matt's got his big old F-250 in his trailer, behind, and he said next thing you know, he's like, Drew locks up the brakes. He's like, and I'm on him hard, trying not to run into him. They pull off the side of the road, and they find a T-bone in the middle of the road.
It was a Harbor Freight bed extender.
Okay. A bed extender in the middle of the road with a strap on it still. So they said they hop out, they get it out in the middle of the road.
Nice.
They're looking all around like the strap's on here, but where's the kayak? So they're looking in the bushes for the kayak, right? And they're like, well, we don't see it, so all right.
Kayak.
Matt gets to the ramp and starts telling a guy, I don't remember, what's the guy's name?
It was Andrew. Andrew Martin.
Go ahead.
So all of this happened. I'm still driving to Oaks, man. Like, I'm still driving. Like, I look back, kayak's there, I'm good. And I got music bumping in Brad's truck, and just getting ready for the day. So we switched vehicles and all that. We had all kinds of kayak switcheroo musical chairs at the house. But yeah, so I mean, Brad, this is on you, dude. I'm sorry, but you put the pin in. I pushed the bed extender in, and Brad put the pin in. All right, cool. Strap everything up. Next morning,
throw Brad in the bus, huh?
He put the pin in, dude. Like, man. I don't know what to do about that one. He put the freaking pin in. I did not. So I get to Oaks. Hey, what's up, guys? And like, where the hell is my bed extender, dude? Or Brad's bed extender at this point? And Brad's at that ramp too.
Wasn't Andrew there too?
No, because
Andrew was with Matt.
Yeah, he was up north, Keeling or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, dude, your bed extender's gone. He's like, no, don't worry about it. I'm like, what if someone hit it, dude? Like, I'm worried it's on the freaking road and this and that and the other. Like, where did it fall out? I was getting ready just to drive, and then I think it was Matt. I don't know. I think it was Matt. Matt texted me, Matthew, and I can't say everything on here, but he's like, "This is a new kind of effery."
Kind of low, yeah.
It's kind of low. Like, dude, I've never had someone try to take me out like that before, and I'm like, dude, I'm sorry. Like, my bad. Like, do you have it? Great,
Oh, man.
But yeah, it just the bed extender fell off. And this is why you always run 2 straps instead of 1. You always have a safety strap or even 3. But yeah, I lost the bed extender, and thankfully no one hit it. Like, that was the main thing with me.
Yeah, I guess Andrew goes, man. He's like, my kayak was attached to that one. He's like,
my kayak was on there. Which bush did you find it at? Well, I showed up. The kayak was there, and it was about 5 minutes because we got there early. I was just walking around, and yeah, it was about 5 minutes. And I'm like, dude, where's your bed extender? What the heck? Like, you put the pin in, bro. Where is it? Yeah, it was. It was one of those. Cause I was getting ready to leave and go find it. But then Matthew Brandon. Yeah, he saved my butt, and thankfully no one freaking hit that. Like, that was, I was scared. What list, dude? Like, crap. I know everyone's trying to race to get to their spots in the morning. I'm like, I have no idea where this thing is. No idea.
Not only did it fall, but it fell where like the crown of it was up, so like it would have caused like a little car hit it, a nice little.
It would have jumped off Drew and hit Matt.
Thank God Drew saw that. I mean,
Oh
God.
man, yeah, Drew, I'm sorry. When you watch this, I'm sorry, dude. Brad didn't put the pin in all the way.
Dang it, Brad. That's
But
why you're not on the show. No.
I was driving.
Oh man.
I didn't even hear it though. That's the funny thing. I didn't hear it. Like, I don't know.
Dude.
It's weird. I mean, there was that. That was I mean, there was a lot of weird instances that happened, but that was definitely one thing. The other thing was, dude, day 3 that smallmouth. I've been to Clear Lake 6 times and fished, roughly 4 or 5 days at least every time. I never knew there were freaking smallmouth in there, dude. Never.
Alice caught one. When was that, John? That was they moved 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Really?
Might have been 21 when she caught one there.
Huh.
And I had no idea there was smallmouth that are in there.
Yeah, they were
catching
smallmouth in the 90s.
Really? Yeah, I don't. I was born in the 90s, John. Cayman was 2000, so.
Oh God.
We don't look at that info.
All right. The show's going downhill from this point on out, all right?
Oh, come on.
I'm sorry I gotta bring this guy in, but what's up, buddy?
There it is. Finally.
You guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. I want Cayman back too, though. There he is. Heck yeah. I'm gonna shut up now and let y'all talk.
I got a question for Cayman. So, what was the highlight of the whole weekend? I mean, what was the thing that you'll never forget besides that hunting Friday, Saturday?
Yeah, I mean that would be the first thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I think my wife was. Me and Anthony kind of talked a little bit as we all grouped up right before it was announced. But yeah, I can just remember her seeing her jitters going as we went up the leaderboard, and I think that was my highlight.
That's awesome.
Like, yeah.
Watching her
That's
reaction.
cool. She traveled with you.
Sorry, say again.
Does she always travel with you?
To most tournaments now, yeah. She don't like to stay home by herself, so she's been coming with.
She's a trooper.
My wife's like, yeah, I don't want to sit in the lake by myself. She said Clear Lake? No. There ain't nothing nice around Clear Lake. Oh, man.
Yeah.
We're going to Clear Lake together? Yeah, I won't be home. So you can just stay at the house if you want, but I won't be there. I'll be fishing.
Pretty much.
Anthony, you missed the bed extender story, dude.
What bed extender story?
Oh,
I lost my bed extender day 1. It was Brad's. It wasn't even mine.
You didn't
driving down the road.
The hitch or what?
Brad had the pin job, okay. But yeah, it was Drew Bowles almost hit it, and then Matthew Brandon hit me up. He's like, "That's some kind of effery you're trying to pull this morning. I've never been, messed around like that." And I'm like, "You okay, dude?"
Yeah.
I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's wild.
That's crazy. My dad did that before on accident.
Really? We were talking about him too.
Yeah, I don't know if he's in the comments or not, but yeah, we're on the lake on our way to the lake one day, and I look back, I was like, I think we just lost a bed extender.
Your dad's like, no, let's get there.
Yeah, no, and it was gone.
Dang.
Your dad had your trailer this last weekend?
Did he what?
Your dad had your trailer up there, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, him and my little brother were launching together.
No canoe.
Yeah, no.
Man, you had a truck bed your own kayak now?
Have to what?
You had a truck bed your kayak lot that weekend?
No, I was using his trailer. So he has like
okay.
that single trailer. I have the double trailer.
Yeah.
So he was fishing with my little brother, so he was able to use that one.
Oh, there you go. So
Just made more sense.
Yeah, I think we've all seen your day 1 video.
Yeah.
I'm sure. If you guys haven't, G Team Outdoors, check it out.
It was crazy for sure.
But
Not enough.
No, Caymen over. Oh, Hammerlock's over there.
Hammerlock's got you, dude.
Oh, we got chompers, Hammerlocks. Let's hear about it, Anthony.
No, it was cool. I mean, I got time off from work to go pre-fish, and that's always awesome.
What day did you get up there?
I got up there. Let's see, the tournament started Friday, so I got up there Wednesday morning at like 3 a.m, I think, and then just went. Basically, I slept for an hour, then went to go launch, and figured out my bite like within 30 minutes, I think, and then got off the water. Probably within like 2 hours. I was super tired. I was like, I don't even know how I was functioning. Went back to the house we were staying at, slept, thought about relaunching, didn't wake up, and went out there again on Thursday. I actually launched on the south end of the lake where these guys were fishing on Thursday and caught some good fish, but I didn't think it was going to be able to compete with what I had on the north side. Obviously it did.
Obviously, it got you.
Yeah, exactly. And then,
I told you. I said, "See you tomorrow." He goes, "Nope." I'm like,
I
yes,
said, yeah,
yes. I will not see Anthony here.
Yeah, dude. And then so the day on Sunday, I wish I would have fished the Chris Larry because I probably would have did pretty good because I caught a 23 and a 21 down there on Sunday. So I mean. Whatever. I had an amazing tournament. I had a blast. I've never done 200 inches in 2 days before in a live event. So that was awesome. But yeah, no, went there on day one, cracked them. I mean, I didn't lose any fish. I fished super clean. I was casting the glide bait and the jig. I didn't get as many fish on the glide bait as I thought I was going to. But it is what it is. I had a blast. I caught some giants, fish super clean. I didn't lose any fish until day 2. I lost one that was probably like 21. And that one probably would have changed the standings, I think, a little bit. But yeah, no, it was a blast. Fished literally, you'll see on the day 2 video, I fished the same spot for all my keepers both days, and it was great.
So did you end up putting? I mean, you obviously hammered down on them on Saturday, right? Because I know you kind of played it a little safe on Friday. It looked like in the video.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I think I caught 2 19s that didn't help me, and after those 2 19s, I was like, I'm gonna need these tomorrow, and I could see those fish sitting in there, because I was literally fishing like 3 patches of grass with bait. They had the bait just pushed in the grass, and then every now and then they would fire up, and you'd catch like 3 back to back to back, and then they die down, and I switch baits, throw the glide bait or the jig in there, and fire them up again, and that's how it would work. And after I caught those 2 19s, after I had like 100 something inches, I don't know what I ended on day 1 with, I was like, I gotta leave. There were some other dudes that were fishing in the area, but I think they kind of left it alone. I ended up talking to them on day 2, and they were super cool. They let me have it because they were in some bigger, faster kayaks. So I know they could have beat me to that spot if they wanted to, but they were super nice. It was cool fishing with them on the island, and yeah.
That's awesome. That's cool that they gave you your spot and knew you had a chance to win. That doesn't happen all the time.
Yeah, no, it's super awesome. Cool. I mean, I had a blast. Caught a ton of fish. I wish the fish that I caught during practice would have counted for the tournament because I caught an 8 and 2 6s in practice in that same spot. So
nice.
It was a blast.
Heck yeah. So I know you there were those fish reloading, or those kind of just there. That was. I know Caymen was saying in his write-up, you're talking kind of fall transition, which I felt a little bit as well. I don't know if you guys felt that at all.
Yeah, I mean, they were definitely schooling up right there. I didn't fish it that exact spot in practice. I fished like just maybe 100 yards to the left of it, but I saw them on live scope, and I knew they were bass. I mean, when you live scope enough, eventually you're going to figure out what a bass is and what isn't. And I was able to tell they were bass, and you could see them hitting the. You wouldn't really see them hit the ball of bait, but you would see them fly into the grass. And I knew that's what they were doing. They were just feeding in there. It was in like 8 feet of water. Yeah, they would corner them right there, and it was typical on a point with grass, and I mean they were just tearing it up. I don't think they I think it was like a residential school, or at least a school that moved there and stayed there for, I don't know, they probably been there for a week, because I definitely saw them dwindle on day 2 of the WCC. They obviously, I mean, I caught a 20 and a 21, I think, on day 2, but that, I think the big fish, I think between me and the other guys that were fishing it, probably hammered them too hard.
So do you have to go to some of the other spots on day 2 then grab rest of your limit?
No, I got a limit there pretty early. I think I had like 95 inches within the first hour and a half again. I caught that 20 and the 21, and then like a limit of 17s and 18s, or I filled the rest of the bag with the 17 and 18s. But after I had what I had, like 98 inches or whatever I ended with, I couldn't call up after that. I caught a ton of 17s and 16s. But the big fish just weren't there. I had a stretch of docks that I was able to hit on day 1 that I caught like a 19 and a half, and I left that dock because there was more fish with that 19. But that stretch of docks was getting hammered on day 2. But I'm assuming it was the Yakabas dudes that it was their day 1, so they were out there that I didn't see on day 1 of the WCC.
I gotcha.
So I mean, yeah, I was scrambling to try to call up. It just didn't happen.
Well, that I know day 2 the wind was bad. I think a lot of guys did run up that way to escape the wind too.
Yeah, I mean it was really windy both days. Day 2 of the WCC was really windy. Day 1 was decent, but day 2 was pretty bad up there. It wasn't. Okay. I didn't see it like that in practice or day 1.
No, I gotcha. Yeah, man. You got anything for him, Johnny? Nice and quiet back there.
So you saying you were fishing 8 feet of water?
Mm-hmm.
That's correct?
Yeah.
So that those fish, were they setting up against, I mean, were they in 8 feet of water, or they would come out from 10, 11, 12 feet of water and push the bait up into the weeds and then crush them in 10 feet of water?
No, so that area, it's pretty consistent with depth. Even up to the toolies, it only goes up to, or it only drops down to like 6 feet. The patch of grass that I was fishing right at the tip of the point was in 8 feet of water, and they were literally, I mean, you could scan left and right with live scope, and they were sitting. It looked like they were just staging right there on the bottom. They were, I mean, most of the bass that I caught, like, you know, when they're sitting on the bottom, they kind of have like that mud on their tails and on their stomach. So most of the bass had that dirty bottom. So I think they were just literally waiting there until one bass would cruise by, kind of spook the school of bait, and then they would just tear it up. I didn't really catch anything out deep. I tried looking for those live scope fish, those suspended fish this time of year, but I just couldn't make it happen. It seemed like they were pushed up tight, shallow.
And your bait of choice was the jig and the glide bait.
Yeah. So I mean, when they'd fire up, I'd be able to throw that jig in there, and then they would chase it out, or I would let the glide bait sink all the way to the bottom, and then kind of bring it through that grass. And once I ripped it out of the grass, you could see it on one of the glide bait fish in day 1, where it follows it up and then nails it like 5 feet from the kayak. And then once they cooled down and they weren't bashing the bait anymore, I would just throw that jig in there and just drag it super slow, and then they would just pick it up. But yeah, that was it.
Did you catch any on that jig, like burning it back to the boat and killing it?
I didn't catch any.
I'm just curious.
I had one fly up. Literally, I think it's in day 2 where I'm reeling up to recast, and it's like a 4-pounder and it flies right by the kayak. And
I had that.
What the hell?
I had that in pre-fish, and it was, I'm in the outback, so it was like it's right there. I'm lower to the water. I'm burning in, and then I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So every cast, I'd burn it in when I'm done, and then just kill it 10, 15 feet out. And then they feel the boat, and it's like, okay, I'm going to go now or never. And I caught some fish doing that too. That's Smalley. It was did it, and I'm like, it's a small fish. Killed it. Boom. I was like, ooh, okay.
How big was that Smalley?
It was 18 and a half. She was skinny though, dude. But I like pound. I mean, I know it's Clearlake and those fish fight harder, but like, I'm shocked at how hard that fish fought. Like, I've caught in 5-pound smallmouth on the river, Havasu, and just below that in Parker. I love fishing that stretch here in Arizona. Dude, they fought harder than that, and it wasn't even fat. It was 2.5 pounds, maybe. It was skinny. So, yeah, I was like, "Is this a spot?" At first, I was so confused, man.
There's just something in the water up there.
For real.
It makes
How's
the fish fight.
how your guys' thumbs doing,
That's pretty good.
Don't
Now.
ask.
Mine's
dude?
rough.
So like, normally, yeah, yep, mine too, dude. Normally, like a week after I come home from Clearlake, like it'll start just. I don't know if you can see it, but
Healing?
I'm losing skin everywhere on my hands because of these freaking fish, man.
Yeah.
Still.
Same. Yeah.
But yeah, something in the water down south for sure. That a boy, man. Oh man,
Yeah, no, Clearlake's insane.
I love it. I love it so much. Hey, I have a question. Question real quick. Sorry,
Go ahead.
Caymen. When are your videos coming out?
Oh, I'm working on it.
Okay, good.
Just before this, I filmed the recap. Just pretty much kind of what we're going over here, almost just to kind of an introduction to the channel. Gonna get GoPro set up and start filming pretty much every trip.
Nice.
Maybe
I
do have some footage from. Yeah. I do have some footage from like 2022 when I filmed a lot, but it's rough. You know, I had no idea what I was doing. So,
Did you film the whole trip? This Clear Lake trip?
no, I didn't film on this one.
No.
What?
I should have.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
I would say that too if I didn't want to release my footage.
I know, right?
Right.
I just don't take it, dude. Oh
Yeah.
man.
So Anthony's an opens pro, so he can't fish these kayak tournaments no more, right?
Yeah, I can. I got a couple more kayak tournaments to fish.
He's gonna be back, man.
Nice.
I think I'm gonna carry a kayak with me next year and just fish like any state that I'm gonna be in for a while and just fish the challenge series. And
That's
then
awesome.
if I could hit like a kayak tournament, like a live kayak tournament, I will. But I mean, it seems like it's gonna be so busy next year. I don't even know what I'm gonna do.
So Anthony, the Elite Series pro that comes to fish Yakima with us.
Yeah, hopefully you could say that one day.
Hell yeah.
Bring it on, dude. We'll take you back, or they will take you back. Hey, I'm excited to have you out at Rosie coming up here too, dude.
I don't think I'm gonna make it.
What?
Yeah, I got an elk hunt that weekend, dude.
Bro.
And it's like a good elk hunt, bro. Like,
Bro.
I waited like 8 years to draw this tag.
Bro.
You gotta give him a pass on that, dude.
Yeah.
No, dude, no, because I grew up hunting and fishing, and I went fishing, right? I know a lot of guys hunt too, but like, I just wanted you back at Rosie, dude. That's all.
Yeah, I would love to go take your money again, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to do it.
Give me some of yours too, dog. Give me some of yours.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Oh, man.
You need
Last
help
time in AZ, did you get any money?
When was the last time we were in AZ?
Martinez, I think.
Yeah, no.
I think
No.
I think he's brought back plenty of Arizona money to California.
Oh yeah. Oh dude, he's brought back money from everywhere. Jeez Louise. Cayman too. These guys steal all my money. That's for sure.
What other states do you fish tournaments out of, Cayman? Just Utah and here, or do you steal anybody else's money?
This year I kind of stayed local. I'm kind of cutting back on time to roll it into next year because I've always just burned my vacation time on fishing. But yeah, I mean Texas is fun. Went down to Florida for the 10 back in 2022. I think I took home more money back east out of Texas, but we won Wisconsin on the Mississippi River, took 5th there. A little bit all over almost. Haven't been northeast yet, but yeah.
Nice. What's your plans for next year? Are you going to do a bunch of traveling, or you?
That's kind of my plan. I'm gonna try and fish the Bassmaster kayak series.
Nice.
With the win, and having some extra funds, I might fish the opens as a co-angler, but that was just kind of it was an afterthought, but it's coming more on now, so we'll see.
Nice.
Kind of dabble in it.
Ride it. Ride that wave, dude.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Ride it.
Hey, Gilbert said he'll see you, buddy. I'll see you in AZ Huckleberry.
Oh, okay. I was talking to me. Good.
You.
He's the better looking Garcia anyway.
I kick back, bro.
Oh man. Dude, I don't really know what I'm doing next year even. Like I'm a dad, guys, you know. I show up whenever I can and I'm home a lot more, you know. And I'm totally fine with that. I mean, I haven't won any big tournaments, you know, like Caymen and Anthony have here, but it's like that just the time that goes in to be consistent and, you know, keep showing up. Like Clearlake, I went in June. I didn't fish again back home until I went back to Clearlake. So it was, you know, month plus no fishing. Like I come back home and I'm just here. That's about it. You know, here and work. So we'll see. We'll see for next year. I'm looking forward to all the buddies going out. I mean, Caymen, I know you're gonna do the Bass Opens. I mean, Brad's gonna do them probably too, and Anthony's going all pro on us. So I'm excited. I'm excited for you, dude. I'm excited for you. It's awesome. Awesome to see.
It is.
So,
how old's the little one, Bryce?
So we have two. We have a daughter that's 10, Lily, and then Parker he's going to be 2 in November.
Nice.
And dude, I have a reputation to being wild a little bit, you know.
He's following up pretty good on that.
I got nothing on him, dude. I mean, he's climbing on the freaking bookshelves and tables and chairs and walls and like, I mean, it's a workout just containing him, you know.
Mom and Dad are all laughing.
But you know,
laughing. That's what you get.
Dude, it's just like, and the first year, I was still at Lower Gear, the Hobie dealer in Tempe. You know, I was the manager there selling kayaks. We do all kinds of rental gear stuff as well. But last October, I quit, and I've been doing side jobs basically for the last year, just getting stuff by. But yeah, I mean, I'm taking care of him, making sure he don't crack his freaking head, man. I did that as a kid, oddly enough. I don't want that to happen. He's wild. It's awesome. It's awesome though.
That's cool.
So Anthony,
Yes, sir.
tell me, what was your highlight of the tournament? Besides having
Highlight of the
100
tournament?
entries.
I think it was
Besides
that.
having
It was putting up 101 inches in an hour and a half. And then my phone starting to blow up. Or my watch, because my watch is connected to my phone, and just seeing people light up my phone. And I'm like, that's pretty cool. And I mean, I've never done it. I don't think I've broke 100 inches a few times, but not, I mean, it takes me all day. Not freaking right off the bat in the
1
morning
hour.
with 5 fish. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, no, that was definitely that. I mean, and then having my little brother Timothy there, that dude doesn't fish. He fishes a lot when he can, but he doesn't fish tournaments. This was like, I think, his second or third tournament. So having him out there and all me, my dad, and him catching fish, it was cool. Spending time with that dude, tying up. I mean, like how we all do with our buddies. I mean, having my little brother out there while we're tying up in the afternoon and getting ready for the tournament, talking about what we're gonna do the next day. It was really cool.
How did he end up doing? He did pretty good, decent too, didn't he?
He said he ended up like in the middle of the pack. He had was it his day 1 or his day 2? I think his day 2 he struggled. There was a lot of people down in the area he was fishing. Yeah, he did really well day 2 of the Chris Laird or whatever. But yeah, no, his day 2 of the WCC he only caught like 84 inches, I think. But I mean, he caught like an 8 in practice, so I mean he was stoked. It was he broke his PB. His PB was like 3 pounds, and then go to Clearlake and stick a freaking 22 right off the bat.
That's awesome.
He was spoiled.
That's a changed man right there.
Oh yeah.
He's a little boy again.
Yeah. I was on the phone with him, and he's like, "I just caught a 10-pounder." I was like, "Get the hell out of here!" He's like, "Dude, it's huge, bro." Like, and I'm like 3 miles away. I'm like, "All right, well, hold it. I'm gonna go check it out." It ended up being like a 7 or 8, but yeah, no, it was super cool.
Was it on a Texas rig Margarita Mutilator?
No, it was on
Carolina rig.
It was on a Murray special. It was on a freaking a Sakamata shad on a weighted EWG hook. Yeah, it was.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, no.
Oh, you got him live scoping too, huh?
No, he didn't even.
No?
He didn't have a graph on his kayak.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so I mean, he did pretty well for not having
Yeah.
a graph. I mean, that's pretty good.
That's awesome. Your dad was like, "Hey, throw over
So
there."
Anthony,
Yeah.
so Anthony,
Yes, sir.
I don't know if everybody knows, but anyways, you're gonna fish the EQ Opens and the Bassmasters, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's 9 events.
Yes, sir.
And if you place in the top 9 at the end of the year, you qualify for the elites.
Yes.
So, where's your first lake you're gonna head to?
For like schedule wise,
Yeah,
for the open, they haven't released it yet. Yeah.
they haven't
I
dropped
wish
it yet.
Florida,
They need to do that. Trap
Florida
soon.
somewhere.
Oh yeah, no,
So
it's
they-
definitely
Yeah,
gonna be in
Florida,
Florida.
Georgia.
Yeah,
They still have
Channel 8.
what's left?
they have one more. They have one more EQ.
Where the hell
or
is
two
it?
more.
It's one more, I think. No, 2 more.
2 more.
They got 2 more. Yeah, there's one more up north, and then the oh god, South
Yeah.
Carolina, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Is it Murray?
It'll be posted in October or so, I think.
Yeah.
Something like that. Just for next year.
Yeah, it should be like the middle of October. I think it should get posted. Or first week in October, it should get posted.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
I don't know, but it'll probably whatever the Florida they hit this year. I think they went to Okeechobee, so they'll probably do like the Harris chain. I'm assuming. I
Yeah,
don't know.
Harris chain. Mm-hmm.
So that should be cool. Catch some spawners.
Yeah,
You've been down there, Anthony, in Florida?
Yeah, I went for the Hobie event last year, I think, or 2 years ago,
Okay.
and put all my eggs in one basket and totally messed that one up. Had like 107 inches of spawners in one cove. Went back to that cove, and there was like 9 boats cracking the hell out of them on day one. And yeah, no, it was.
Dang.
But I mean, yeah, I don't know. It should be cool being able to run around, hit, have like a milk run areas, and I'm excited. I'm really excited.
With 200 other guys.
Yeah,
I think most of us are all excited to watch you, dude.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I know I am.
yeah,
I
definitely.
know I am.
Yeah. I am too.
yeah. No, it should be cool. Hopefully, I can make everybody proud over here.
Man,
Yeah.
I gotta follow that guy.
Go all
yeah.
in
Yeah.
and then do what you do and don't listen to any of that doc talk. That just screws in your head.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
You gotta
Do what you do.
gonna you know the other guys that are fishing it right now?
I have one buddy that's fishing it. He's from Nevada. His name's Cody. He's sitting pretty good in the standings right now with 2 events. Hopefully, he can make it happen, and then maybe I
Yeah.
won't be fishing with him. Maybe he'll be in the elite.
I wasn't sure if you had like a travel system down, or if you're in a travel, split Airbnbs, or you just gonna be on the side of the boat ramp sleeping in the truck, or
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be like a camping style, which I mean I'm cool with.
yeah,
And I mean I don't unless it's like my close buddies, like you guys, or like somebody like I know really well. I'm not like super not trustworthy with people with fishing
Yeah.
information, so I'd rather camp by myself anyways.
I never noticed that.
You never give me anything, dude. What are you talking about?
Yeah, if you weren't fishing against me, I would tell you whatever you want to know.
You never give me anything.
Dude,
I never want it.
we get to Oklahoma, and Anthony's all like super hush hush about everything, and like we're kind of the rest of us are kind of talking, and Anthony's like, all right, these guys are all right. You can like every day a little bit more. He talked a little bit more. A little bit more.
Whoa, my god! No, hey James, that was him figuring it out, dude.
Oh, dude, it was great.
He called me. He's like, "How you doing?" I said, "Having good days." He goes, "Really?
You should have talked to me.
Really?"
You should
I
have
said,
talked to me.
"Anthony, no, screw that, dude. I want you to do good. I did horrible, you know."
Yeah.
And he's like, "I'm not putting it together," or whatever you said. I mean, I don't know what it was, but
Yeah.
I'm like, "Dude, you're fine. Just they'll show up and you'll catch them." And didn't you? I
Yeah,
didn't.
you did.
Dude, all my fish went away.
Yeah.
But it's good to see you up there too.
Yeah, that was, man. That
I
was
think
cool, man.
James, you saw me sticking 18 in practice. I think I tried to hide it. You might have saw me. I don't know,
Maybe. I don't remember.
but I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna come back here." And then I found out that area was gonna be packed, and I was like, "No, I'm not going back
Dude,
there."
I thought where I was gonna fish, I'd have company. Man, that Anthony knows where I was at back there. That creek arm had 2 guys other than me all weekend long, except for bass boats. It was crazy.
Really?
But
Wow.
the bait was gone, and a lot of the fish left with it too, which was wild.
Yeah,
But,
yeah. Which is hard in a multi-day event too. You know, hitting it again. Like I stayed Main Lake and I caught crankbait fish every single day except for the 2 tournament days. It was wild, dude.
I didn't catch any until day 2, and I had one of them. Man, I had to work at it hard to get that fish to go. And the big one I caught on day 2 was just dumb luck. It was all it was.
That's what fishing is, man. In a way, there's skill with it, but it's all dumb luck, dude. Please bite now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coming across the mother load of bait balls with a million fish sitting under it on day 2 of the tournament.
Yeah.
It's not like there was any like rhyme or reason that they were there. I just randomly came across them, dude, and it happened.
Yeah. That was funny too, because Anthony was like, "Yeah, dude, I might," because he had a milk run he was gonna hit in the morning. He's like, "I'll probably see you around noon." So I'm like, "Oh shit, is he coming? Is he coming?" I'm like, "I don't see him." I was like, "All right, maybe he's not coming down this way." And then like day 2, I was expecting him to come back, and next thing you know, he's just putting them up, like cracking the hell out of them on day 2.
Yeah, you always gotta stay positive, dude, no matter what.
Heck yeah.
Yep.
Never give up.
No.
Stay positive.
Oh yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, I was sitting in like 39th or 40th place after day 1, dude.
Yeah.
Or more. I don't even remember.
That was still 90 inches.
I don't think I had 90 that day.
Yeah, real close to it though.
88 or something. Yeah.
You round up.
Yeah.
I don't remember that. I think day 1, you and I were fairly close after day 1.
Yeah. At first, I was hating life, but then I was like, nah, we could still make it happen.
Yeah, Anthony was like, "Dude, we could do it." And I'm like, "Nah, dude, I don't think so." And then like looking at it, I was like, "Dude, I did have a chance if the fish would have cooperated." I was like, "Dude, this is crazy."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was super tight.
I had like a 12 3/4 in my bag on day 1. I was like, "Oh, dude, I couldn't believe I couldn't call that fish," especially everything they saw in practice. It was like, dude, that was a cool lake.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I bet the spawning time, the springtime must be insane at that place.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Hey, imagine what I was doing while you guys are out fishing.
You were walking.
I was doing this right here. Oh, look at so-and-so's got a limit already. Oh, look at 100 inches already. Man, this guy's got 100 inches too. I wish I was there.
Yeah, I had a few texts.
That was killing me.
I can get it.
Yeah.
You'll be there next time.
Heck yeah.
Within the first 2 hours, I noticed that majority of the people had their bigger limits in the first 2 hours. And then, like late in the day, they'd call 1 or 2 more fish. You know,
my big fish really didn't bite till like 8:30. It seemed like once that sun came up, like a fish to grass, so I started getting the bigger bites. But yeah.
I did horrible.
Oh shit! Right. No, we're talking about Clearlake, fool.
Oh, sorry. I had a crying baby came in, dude.
Oh man.
I did horrible. I did horrible in June.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say.
We all did.
Yeah, I think we all did.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was it was a different lake in June, dude.
Oh my
Yeah,
God, dude.
Let's qualify, guys. Yeah.
Nobody qualified.
Yeah.
That was wild, dude.
Oh man.
Yeah,
It happens.
Bryce,
Fishing.
you
Yeah.
got
Yes,
anything
sir.
else? You got anything else? Anybody else think?
I want to thank Sharice, first and foremost, took care of the kids for a week plus while I was gone. And with Parker, you guys know, like I said, he's a little animal, so it's a lot. Andrew Martin, again, I wouldn't have made this trip without him. So huge thanks to him. Brad as well, let me use his truck for a couple of days. James Snyder, Marvin Forte, Mark Chrisman, all you guys, I love you guys. Thanks for putting this event on every single year. Like we had 11 guys from Arizona. I think that was maybe the biggest number. So it's talk back home too, just getting up there so that all of the effort going into this event. I mean, it's so appreciated across the West Coast. I got two more, just basically Copper State Tackle. You guys check them out. They run sales all the time, copperstatetackle.com, and Dakota Lithium. And that's really it. I mean, I'm with Dobbins rods as well. I've used Dobbins rods the whole week, last, year and a half now anyway. And then just, all the guys, like even Caymen, we're fishing the bank, and it's the respect factor and staying away. And I would float into this cove and around, and then like I had the most room on that bank, so I would move, and then I'd start coming back, and Caymen would see me. He's like, okay, and then you just move away, like stuff like that. Just the respect of another angler really goes a long way. 'Cause I got good buddies that just they will not share a spot with anybody, and I respect that too. I appreciate the guys that that move around and don't make any drama that day. Let's just go out and have fun and catch fish. That's what we're all here to do. So,
Yep.
and thanks for having me on, and congrats Anthony and Caymen for. I'll keep it somewhat PG, beating my ass again. I told you to. If there's gonna be money thrown out, you two, whatever, man. It is what it is. You guys beat me. I'm okay with that. You got two hammers right there.
Yep. Caymen, same question to you, buddy.
Yeah, well, thanks, Bryce. I was gonna thank my wife for being a travel partner. Sponsors, they're the ones that supply the gear to make it happen. Enduro powder batteries, great batteries. Haven't been running them for like the last 3 years now. On all their rods and reels. They run BOGO deals, 50% deals. That's what they've got going on right now. And I think it deters a lot of people from buying them because they seem to always have a. And then big jigs, custom made. Hit him up. He can make some buzz baits. You name it. Just the Utah crew for all the support, friends, family. I mean, it's all mixed. The whole process, exciting and fun, and the reason I do it.
Nice. Anthony, you got anything else, buddy?
Thank everybody that ran the tournament. Huge shout out to Caymen, Bryce, my dad, everybody else that placed in the top 10. Thanks to you guys for having me on again. I mean, this is always fun when we come and BS about the tournament. Huge shout out to my dad, all my family, my girlfriend Amanda, all my sponsors. My sponsors are great. They really stepped up this year. Dakota Lithium and iRod have been a huge player in the past couple of years, and going to be able to stick with me into the Opens next year, which is super awesome.
That's awesome.
It's super appreciated. We're going to pick up some more sponsors, and we'll talk about those later. All the sponsors that helped me over the years get to where I am right now. I mean, it's been a long road. Been doing this for a minute now. I feel like it was just yesterday, but we've been fishing kayaks for quite a while now, and we're going to see what happens in the boat tech. And huge shout out to the dudes on the Engine 23 holding it down while I'm fishing and wasting time over there. I know they're hating it because they're working, and I'm over there having a blast. But I'll take them fishing eventually when they get time off from work too.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, they're super cool dudes. And if you guys know any wildland firefighters, thank them for what they do. I mean, it's like everybody thinks we make bank. We don't. Federal wildland firefighters are so underpaid, it's not even funny. And I'm not like playing the little violin or nothing. It's serious stuff. They do a lot for us. And yeah, they're going to continue doing it just because they love to do it.
Exactly.
I
Yeah,
do.
Thank you guys for sure. We do appreciate it. California,
I do have one more thank you.
No, your time's up.
Okay. Is it my time now?
Okay, you go
It's
ahead.
Gilbert. No, Gilbert Garcia. It popped in my mind you were talking, dude. I asked probably 8 people for an Allen wrench to fix my drive or someone else's drive. No one had an Allen wrench. No one except for Gilbert Garcia. So thank you, Gilbert, for that Allen wrench. That was huge. Good job. Teach your son how to be more prepared.
Hey, I told you, if anybody's going to have it,
You did.
he's going to have it.
Your dad was there, so you're off the hook, dude.
Yeah.
Do you have him too, James?
Oh yeah, dude. If Damien kind of laughed at me the stuff I had in my toolbox in my truck. He's like, dude, what do you have all that for? I was like, you never know.
Yeah, dude. My car is loaded, but it's at the shop, and I didn't have anything, and I have 4 of those Allen wrenches in my car, and I have a car, right? So, but yeah, I just thank you, Gilbert. That was awesome. You looked for a while, but we found it and we figured it out. Thank you.
Nice. Heck yeah. All right, you guys. We're gonna hop off. You guys, thanks for coming on. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations too, by the way, you guys. Good job.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thanks, guys.
Thank you.
I don't know what we're gonna do next week, but we'll do something. Maybe have like a monthly adventures with Bryce Gibbs or something. Just get entertained.
I'm drinking beer the next one, then.
I may or may not have been doing that during this one, but
I saw your AL5, dude. I was watering. I'm out.
Oh man! All right, you guys. We'll catch y'all next.